Ladies, let's talk heart to heart. We've all been there. Invested so much into a relationship that walking away feels impossible. You've poured your heart, soul, and dreams into it. You've sacrificed, compromised, and given chances after chances. And yet here you are staring at your phone, waiting for a message or apology that never comes. Let me ask you this. How many sleepless nights have you spent hoping he'll change? How many excuses have you made for his behavior, telling yourself he's just stressed? Or maybe I overreacted deep down though. You know the truth. Some lines once crossed can't be uncrossed. Some wounds cut so deep that no amount of hope or love can heal them. Today, we're going to talk about 5 toxic behaviors that, if you spot them, you need to walk away. Not tomorrow, not next week. But now why? Because your self-worth, your mental health, and your happiness are far too precious to waste on someone who doesn't value you. And let's be clear, it's okay if part of you still wants to stay. That's normal as humans. We're wired for connection. But staying in a relationship that slowly erodes your confidence, peace, and joy is not love. It's self-betrayal. Before we jump into the 5 deal breakers, let's set the stage with an important reminder. The reality of second chances. We live in a culture that celebrates second chances, don't we? From movies to love stories. We're taught to root for the underdog and believe in redemption arcs. And yes, I firmly believe in personal growth and change. But let's be honest, there's a world of difference between a person who makes an honest mistake and someone who repeatedly disrespects, manipulates, and hurts you. If his behavior shows a pattern, crossing boundaries, gaslighting, or ridiculing you, then it's not a one-off, it's who he is. And no amount of patience, love, or forgiveness can force someone to change. Who doesn't want to? Let me be blunt, love cannot fix everything. It's not your job to rehabilitate someone who can't meet you halfway in building a healthy relationship. So let's dive into these 5 red flags that scream, it's time to leave. 1. He humiliates or dismisses your goals. Imagine this: you muster up the courage to share a dream. Maybe starting a business, going back to school, or even learning a new hobby. Instead of cheering you on, he rolls his eyes or mutters something like, "That's unrealistic," or "You'll never make any money doing that." Worse, maybe he jokes about your dreams in front of others. "Oh, she thinks she's the next big thing." Everyone laughs, but inside you feel small, embarrassed, and maybe even silly for dreaming. Let's be clear, this isn't just a difference of opinion. This is emotional sabotage. A supportive partner builds you up, celebrates your ambitions, and encourages your growth. If he mocks your dreams, he's undermining your confidence over time. This chipping away can leave you doubting your own worth. Here's the truth. You deserve a partner who sees your potential, even when you can't. 2. He crosses your boundaries and calls you dramatic. Boundaries are sacred. They define who you are and what you will or won't tolerate. Maybe it's asking for time alone, keeping certain things private, or saying no to something you're uncomfortable with. A healthy partner respects those boundaries. But a toxic one, he'll guilt trip, manipulate or nag until you cave. And when you finally stand firm, he'll say something like, "Why you so sensitive?" Or "You're making a big deal out of nothing." Ladies, this isn't just annoying. It's a blatant disregard for your autonomy. Someone who bulldozes your boundaries doesn't see you as an equal partner. He sees you as someone to control. 3. He uses emotional blackmail or silent treatment. This one's subtle but devastating. You bring up an issue. Maybe you feel neglected or disrespected. Instead of discussing it maturely, he flips the script suddenly. He's the victim. You find yourself consoling him, apologizing, and completely abandoning your original concern. Or worse, he withdraws entirely, refusing to talk to you, ignoring your messages, and leaving you questioning what you did wrong. This isn't love, it's manipulation. Real love is built on open communication, not mind games that leave you walking on eggshells. 4. He publicly ridicules you. A loving partner protects you, especially in public, but if he mocks you in front of friends, family, or strangers, that's a massive red flag. Whether it's jokes about your appearance, job, or personality, public humiliation is not okay. When you confront him, he might brush it off with, "Oh, lighten up, it's just a joke." But let me tell you, it's not just a joke. It's a sign of deeper disrespect. And once someone shows a pattern of disrespect, it's nearly impossible to unlearn. 5. He gaslights you. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious forms of emotional abuse. It happens when he makes you doubt your reality, like insisting, "I never said that," or you're imagining things over time. This erodes your confidence, making you feel confused, anxious, and unsure of yourself. A loving partner doesn't twist the truth to avoid accountability. They own up to mistakes and work to rebuild trust. Why do these behaviors happen? Sometimes toxic behaviors stem from deep insecurities, past trauma, or a lack of accountability. Maybe he's been this way in every relationship because no one called him out. But here's the kicker, it's not your job to fix him. You can't love someone into becoming a better person. That's a journey he has to take on his own. How to reclaim your power. Acknowledge the pattern. Write down the behaviors you've noticed. Seeing them on paper helps strip away doubt. Set boundaries. Decide what you will and won't tolerate and stick to it. Seek support, talk to trusted friends. Family or a therapist. Validation is powerful. Create an exit plan if you're deeply entangled. Start preparing to leave financially, emotionally, and logistically. Promise yourself you won't go back. Remember, his apologies mean nothing without consistent action. Final thoughts. Walking away isn't weakness. It's self-respect. You're not just leaving him. You're reclaiming your worth. The greatest love story you'll ever write is the one you create with yourself. Ladies, you deserve a partner who loves, respects, and uplifts you. Anything less isn't love. It's a lesson: choose you and never settle for less.